It's Jeremy. Welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. This is our Beast Tamer Bard build, episode 227. We are doing the art of making friends, and we are trying to find Zephyrian. So, we gotta talk to a bunch of beggars and see how things go. Talking to the wrong person to be sparing gold for someone who fought in Golarion. Because you would have been fighting on the wrong side, as far as I'm concerned.
A bright future awaits us.
Goodness gracious. Okay. Continuing onwards. That Dretch was indeed the only beggar to cause a fuss.
Look at this stupid Golarion strutting around and pestering everyone with his stupid questions. Can't even beg for alms in peace. What do you want? Are you doing this for laughs? There's not a beggar in the lower city you haven't harassed. What was it you wanted to know again? Come on, ask away, then piss off.
Rude. Who are you?
A dog of war, mutilated and deprived of everything I had by the cruel Mindev Crusaders. Care to spare a coin?
Don't seem too willing to share any information.
Why would we tell you anything? Who are you to demand answers from us? Strutting around, badgering everyone, getting in the way of good, honest begging. The only information I have for you is where you can shove your stupid questions.
You heard of Zephyrian.
Well, maybe there was a fellow with such a name, or maybe there wasn't. I don't know, and the others don't know either. What's your problem with us? Go ask around in the middle city. You can even search for him in Shamira's dark hole for all I care. Just leave us alone.
Oh my. Goodness gracious. Oh. I need my eye to stop burning. You know what? Why have I not taken any fucking allergy medicine? It's time to antihistamine up. I don't think that'll do good. Ooh. That'll work in approximately 3 hours. You know where I can find Zephyrian, yes or no?
I don't know, and no one else knows either. Just leave us alone. Go ask the man in charge. Maybe he knows where this Zephyrian of yours is. If he doesn't, then no one does. As soon as you see our gang, start asking around. Our boss never walks by himself. He always walks with a crowd.
He always has a crowd with him. Okay. All right. Okay. Always walks with a crowd, you say? The dead eyes of the beggars watch you closely. They hold out their hands and repeat with well-practiced enthusiasm. Spare a coin, stranger. Be careful with them. These beggars are different from the ones on Golarion. They were rejected even by the Society of the Abyss. Just imagine what type of person you must be if even demons don't want to deal with you. They're not just as helpless as they may seem, and their leader is untouchable. They say even the Lady in Shadow sometimes seeks his counsel. And some say that it is Elushanira herself. who has assumed the form of an ordinary demon in order to communicate with those who inhabit her. I wonder why they beg for coins. What do they want to buy? Actually, no, I don't want to know. If I find out, I'm sure I'll only be upset or angry or disgusted. You thought it might be that guy who kept trying to go on dates with demons? Not sure where you got that idea. Yeah, we haven't, oh, that guy's in the bar, I think. We talked to him, and he, can't remember what happened with him, but he's writing a book. he's a whack job. Ah. 10,000 gold coins? Ah, there. We'll do diplomacy. Who among you wishes to earn some gold? Whoever takes me to Zephorian will be richly rewarded. Your words magically draw an entire crowd of beggars to you. Their eyes light up as they thrust out their dirty palms. A whisper runs through the crowd. Hey, deep pockets, care to share some gold? Gimme, gimme, gimme. You definitely managed to draw the vagrants' attention, but they do not appear to be in a hurry to share any useful information with you. Study the reactions on the beggars' faces. One of the beggars draws your attention. Despite the pitiful rags covering his scabbed body, he holds himself a little more erect than the others, and a dirty but obviously expensive ring sparkles on his hand. Like the others, he looks at you without interest or greed, but with arrogant indifference. Interesting. The leader of the beggars realizes you figured him out, but he continues to examine you with an indifferent look. His tightly pressed lips indicate he will not simply give you the information you seek. We'll be diplomatic. Politely bow before the leader of the beggars. Would you be so kind as to tell me where I can find Zephorian, esteemed leader of these poor lost souls? A slight smile touches the beggar's lips as he condescends to answer. We are filth on the street of Luchinera, and you trample us under your feet. And yet you are polite to me. This is wise, because we all turn into filth sooner or later. This is why I will deal kindly with you. The beggar leader picks at his ear with his knobby, dirty-nailed finger, then says, A filthy pile of garbage once named Zephorian begs at the entrance of the Battle Bliss, the gladiator arena. That's where you'll find him. Wait, where the fuck am I? Why am I all the way over there? What happened there? Ah!
Let's see what we can do.
Need my eye to stop burning. Stop burninating all the people. Okay, we got a couple of beggars in this area.
Here we go.
I guess this guy. The vagrant is repulsive even by the standards of the Abyss. His lumpy, scarred face makes you think he was put through a meat grinder, then shaped back into a semblance of his former body and left to live out his life. His tall and once impressive figure has been shattered. His arms are covered in the protruding lumps of unset bones that were left to heal improperly. Yep, nice. The beggar is clad in many layers of dirty, smelly rags, onto which hundreds of keys are sewn, from tiny toy box keys to a giant cast iron key that bows the demon's neck almost to the ground. So you're looking for Zephyrian. He is long dead, but that doesn't seem to be stopping you. Well, so what do you want with a dead man? Zephyrian, the master of lies and trickery. I remember fighting him. Share your knowledge with me. I know a lot about Illusionira, and about its current ruler, too. Trust me, staying in power in the city wasn't easy. What would you like to know? What did you do to fall so low? I was overly hasty. I had power back then, and it grew with every passing day. Lamashtu's belch. I was just a step away from becoming more powerful than Nocticula, and toppling her from her throne. And why not? After all, that's exactly how she got where she is now, after she took down that toothy old freak. Viravaxis? Viravaxis? I was about to start my coup, had even found a powerful patron, Sokothbanoth. Sokothbanoth? Nocticula's brother, who held a serious grudge against her. But before I had time to start, that sly mortal mage stole an important thing from me. A thing that could have shifted the balance of power. And then that red-headed little bitch learned about my plans. She turned me into Nocticula, and she struck before I could. I fell, and the red-headed harlot took my place. The sly mortal mage, I'm betting that's going to be a Rilu Vorlesh. Shamira, I should have strangled you the moment you appeared in the abyss. Probably. You were stripped of everything you once were. That's terrible. I understand, I really do. But why did you decide to become like this? When someone takes away your past, you're free of it. Why don't you want to become someone new? It's as if you were broken, then badly glued back together. Do you really like living like that? Zephyrian cackles hoarsely. Do you really think I had a choice? Do you think I wanted any of this? Everyone has a choice. You can leave this alley at any time. Go to a place no one knows you. Become whoever you want. But for some reason, you keep sitting here. Cha-cha. What do you think of Illusionira today? It is the same pile of crap it was when I was in charge. Here in the Abyss, everything changes constantly. But nothing really changes at all. I could tell you how much better the city was when I ran things, but it would be a lie. Back in my day, it was no different. Just as I did, Shamira rules this crazy lot with an iron fist, subduing them through terror and violence. Yeah. It doesn't take a genius to do that. You just need to be absolutely ruthless and have enough power to be able to drown an insolent scum in his own blood. Actually, it can be done by any brainless Descarite who can crush mountains but can't count how many corpses are impaled on his spiky claw. Wow. Any advice on surviving this place? The demon responds with fervor, the words positively bursting out of him. Do not trust anyone. And once you ascend high enough, be especially suspicious of the unexpected gifts that will suddenly start being showered upon you. No one here does anything without a reason. With a bitter chuckle, the incubus makes an obvious effort to stem this outpouring of hard-won knowledge. That's about that. Alright, what do you know about Nahindrian crystals? I need my eyes to bug out. Yo! How's it going, everybody? This eye's fine. This eye is burninating. In a momento. Checking something real quick. Also, eat drink. I got a bunch of these little liquor bottles for Christmas. So now I gotta go through them. Ay, 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 ay. The lids are a little arcey. Like they'll catch you with the metal rim. Hard to break it too. I shouldn't do that. Maybe would it be? Okay. We've got that. There's a tale told in Illusionera, a tale about crystals that grant immense power. But what exactly are they, and from where do they draw this power? No one seems to know. I've seen something like it only once before. I found the first crystal on the Isle of Vazgalar, and it seemed useless to me. It contained a great deal of power, but it was of no use whatsoever. I meant to give it to my patron, as he would have found a way to use it, but I never had the chance. Some feeble mortal mage managed to steal the crystal from me. He locked himself in a tower, examined the crystal, studied it, and managed to find some use for it. But he was under Nocticula's protection, so I never tried to hunt him down. Okay, so not a Relu Vorlesh. Maybe that was the guy that eventually became the Swarm That Walks. I don't remember his name right now. The demon grins unpleasantly. I bet you're thinking I'm just going to tell you the name you seek, and then you can rush off to have a chat with that mage. Not a chance. The mage wasn't a demon. He was a mortal who served Nocticula's arcane needs back in the day. I know who it is. It's the storyteller. That's who it is. It's totally storyteller. That's we've now tied together, right? Storyteller is because we've heard storytellers, backstory of having served Nocticula, right? Trying to burp. He was a mortal who served Nocticula's arcane needs back in the day. Kicked the bucket long ago. All that's left of him is the tower in the upper city, locked and protected by magic. Many have tried to get inside in the hopes of stealing something valuable, but their remains rotted long ago. No use talking about them now. Ah, but you're curious now. You'd like to have a poke around in that tower, wouldn't you? Perhaps you could find something of use in there, yes? Zephorian gives a mocking grin, then sighs and takes a single key from his rags, handing it to you with a sweeping gesture. Take it while I'm still feeling generous. This will open the way into the tower. When I ruled Illusionera, I made sure I had a key for every hideout and tucked away nook in the city. You never know when they might come in handy. Here, take this. Get lost. No one will throw me a coin with you hanging around. take a closer look at this surprisingly selfless demon. Something spiteful and vicious lurks in the depths of this beggar's eyes. He looks like a predator waiting in ambush, or rather a scavenger waiting impatiently for his prey's agony to finally end so he can enjoy his meal. Whatever his motives, this demon obviously does not wish you well, and is already counting the minutes to your imminent demise. I remember. I've heard of this place. It's a tower supposedly filled with treasures left there after the death of an ancient mage. But no one could prove there is any truth to these rumors, because not one of the daring adventurers who managed to get in ever returned. The place is a death trap. Zephyrian is probably just toying with us. He's pretending to be helpful only to send us to certain death. You're giving me the key, just like that. With a philosophic shrug, the demon answers, "Yeah, why not? I don't need it. I don't need anything from you, except for you to leave me alone. Now go on. Get lost." The Isle of Vazglar. Where is that? Yes, Vazglar. A wild place, an island in Ishiar. Deserted. No one really cared about it. I had a secluded lair there where I kept all sorts of nasty tricks for Nocticula. Anyone who'd found my den could have made a tidy profit. But not so long ago, the island sank unexpectedly. No point trying to look for it anymore. Why are these crystals called Nahindrian? Who knows? It's a whim of fashion. The thing is, they're not actually Nahindrian at all. Nahindri was a demon lord, the master of treasures, dungeons, and shiny trinkets. If he'd had crystals such as these, I really doubt Nocticula would have been able to kill him all those centuries ago. Back then, they were just called purple crystals. Alright, fair enough. Thank you for your honesty. With a satisfied belch, the incubus answers, "This miserable beggar has nothing to hide." I kind of want to kill him. I kind of want to kill him to see what does he have going on.
I will help.
Turned a little like murdery. Haven't noticed. Already.
I am here all week.
The demon straightens his broken shoulders and becomes much taller than he was a moment ago. Oh, how I love arrogant fools. Did you really think just because Nocticula managed to beat me, some Golarion dimwit would be able to do it too? Well then, bring it on.
Here comes trouble.
Zephyrian. Oh. Wait, what?
Make your peace.
Wait, what? He was way weaker than expected. He had no bite to match that bark. Like, holy shit. Not in the slightest. That's kind of funny. My. Okay. Let's head back to conversation with the Bruchele. Oh. Let's head back to see Shamira. We're gonna save before we go in though, because we might not want to actually talk to her. Right? Maybe you could trick someone else into entering the tower who you want to get rid of? Look. I get it. It's a good idea. I feel them. Maybe we could be like, hey, Shamira, we've been told the secret's in this tower. Why don't you go check it out? I doubt that would work, though.
Let's see what we can do.
Nope. Okay, so we have to actually go figure this out for ourselves. It's not a turn it into her style situation. Okay, so what I think we are going to do is we are going to pop back over to the Nexus and we're going to have some conversations. And then we will proceed forward. Oh, shit! The human half of Land's face looks decidedly pale. Life's a funny thing, isn't it? You find yourself in a new city and suddenly you bump into an old acquaintance. He chuckles, but his expression is closer to a wince than a true smile. Sava Melek is here, in Illusionera. How do you know he's in Illusionera? Lan offers a vague shrug without looking you in the eye. I feel it. You know, it's like a scent. You can smell something unusual. You smell something unusual once in your life and remember it forever. That feeling I had in the cave when Sava Melek was turning the mongrels into beasts, it's back. Like some cloying, nasty itch that's clogging up my lungs. Like I fell into a latrine and can't swim. Excuse the analogy. Okay, we know who Sava Melek is, but Sava who? Lan looks at you with disapproval. Very funny. I know we're surrounded by demons and they've all got tricky names. You can't be expected to remember all of them. Sava Melek is the one who's kidnapping mongrels for ages in the caves and turning them into insane beasts. We've met him. Scrawny-looking guy with a long tail. Yes. Assuming Sava Melek is here, where should we look for him? Now that I don't know, but this thing seems to grow weaker and stronger as we move around, so you put me on the scent, I'll lead you to him like a hound. Alright, we'll find Sava Melek's lair together. Come on. The right thing to do would be to just raise this whole city to the ground. But one demon's lair we'll do to start with. There we go. What is? We're gonna have to level up Lan, apparently. And who are we talking about? Rushle? Is that the other person? Arushale's shoulders are stooped. Staring at the floor, she hands you a scented letter and whispers, "Take a look." Demalkio? A short letter is written in ornate gold lettering on pink paper. Nice. My darling venomous butterfly. Welcome back home to our cozy little town. Would you like to visit an old friend? Can't wait for our reunion. Always yours. D. All right. The one who sent me this letter. I hoped I would never hear from him again, but it was inevitable. He found out that I was in the city. Of course he did. And now, doesn't help me. The thought of seeing him again terrifies me. But this is simply part of my journey, isn't it? I can't just run away from the sins of my past. I have to at least try and make amends. If I can't, I must ask for forgiveness. Ooh. Hard to believe an Azada could be corrupted. You know better than anyone that Azadas are enamored with freedom, and their curiosity spurs them on toward new adventures. Slowly but steadily, I lured him into further escapades, each one less innocent than before. Urushiele bites her lip. He believed he could make me give up my evil ways, and I lied to him gleefully, giving him false hope. Sometimes I look at myself now and remember those days. I want to die of shame. Forgiveness? You figured this was a former rival succubus? No. So we kind of did things out of order, but I think this is an Azada that she corrupted, right? And then that corrupted Azada became really fucking evil, and then Urushiele became good, and now we still have evil Azada. So I think we're going to find that out. Demalchio. Do you remember the shadow from my nightmare? That's him. I used to consider him my crowning achievement, but now I'm ashamed to remember him at all. He was an Azada once, a true hero, a knight and a poet, a defender of the weak, the pride of Elysium. I corrupted him. I made him fall in love with me. I broke his heart. I made him commit foul crimes I cannot even describe, and when he became indistinguishable from a demon, I left him in the abyss. Oof. Oof. And now he wants to see me again. I'm frightened. Frightened and ashamed. Venomous butterfly, I heard those words before in your dream. That is what my nightmare calls me, my most horrific disgrace. There was a time when that name suited me perfectly. I've poisoned so many souls, I've ruined so many beautiful creatures, both mortal and not. The succubus shakes her head forlornly. Almost all of them are dead now. But this nightmare of mine is still alive, and that means there may still be hope of saving him. Oof. Oof. Are we going on a redemption run? Because that seems unlikely. Are you going to accept the invitation? I don't want to. You have no idea how afraid I am. What will I say? How will I look him in the eye after everything I've done to him? But I feel I must do this. I must see him. I must tell him that a fall like his is not a death sentence, that there is a way back. If he won't listen to me, Urushiele looks down once again. I'll simply ask for his forgiveness. What can I do to help? Please. Urushiele gasps as if she's deprived of air. Please, let's go there together. I must see him again, face to face. I must try to save him from the abyss. I doubt it's possible. I know how much I've corrupted him, but I must try, nevertheless. I must, and yet I can't do it on my own. Yeah. The succubus sobs and buries her face in her hands. Okie dokie. That's sad.
Here we go.
Why are you floating, Ivu? What's going on? Okay, let's talk to the Hand of the Inheritor. How well known am I among the denizens of Elutionira? Nocticula herself has noticed you. The rest of the city had heard of you long before that. Right?
I can handle it.
We go rest. And we'll need to spec out land.
Can't make the demons wait.
Alright. Order of operations here. Wow, we have not touched land in a while. That'll probably be fine for him. Critical focus does. Immunity to poisons of all kinds. Spell resistance equal to current monk level plus 10. Pretty good. In order to affect the monk with the spell, a spellcaster must get a result on a caster level. Yeah. Poison. Scorching Ray, Shout, Spit Venom, Sudden Speed. Wholeness of Body. Probably either Diamond Body or Diamond Soul, I would think. Oh, Diamond Soul. Feels like the best concept. I don't think that we can use this. So, we're kind of cut off on our options here. I feel like improved critical is probably what we would want to pick up if we were to respec him. Guess we just go combat mobility for now. We don't fight with one hand free, so that doesn't really help us as much. Line fighting could be good. You had no idea that an archer subtype existed for monks? Yeah, it's actually pretty neat. Because of the way that the flurry of blows mechanic works for the monk archer, they actually get a bunch of attacks very early on. And they can use key points to kind of like give their shots a better chance of hitting, etc., etc. So It's kind of cool. I don't know that it's the strongest archer subtype. I think it's probably somewhere in like the middle of the pack, but it's neat. I think it's kind of cool. It also makes it to where you don't need a lot of different feats that normally you would take on archers. Like you don't need rapid shot because you get additional attacks from your flurry of blows instead. So you can kind of make a silly amount of attacks pretty early on with the monk Zen archer. Lan actually kind of carried us through the first probably 30% of the game or so. Like, he was definitely the majority of our DPS for a long, long while, honestly. I really don't know what I want to go, though. His build's kind of, like, all over the place. We haven't really touched it in a very long time. And he's got so many additional free feats that... and doesn't need to take a lot of things, so he's kind of like... he's kind of got a lot of stuff that he... kind of whatever with. Blind Fight is probably, like, the best to go with straight up, but I don't know. I mean, we use True Seeing, so we don't have to worry about most of this most of the time. I was thinking we could take just toughness. Kind of like make him a little more resilient. 174 HP now? Not bad. Has so much. Oh. Doesn't he actually turn wisdom into damage? I don't remember. Again, it's been too long since we played with him, so. We'll just do diamond body. Okay. He's got exposed vulnerability, deadly aim mythic, cleaving shots, improved critical mythic, and we are over 2. When you hit an enemy with a ranged attack, they receive a penalty on AC against melee attacks equal to half your mythic rank for 1 round. That seems pretty decent. Every time you miss an enemy with a ranged weapon attack, your aim improves, giving you a stacking +1 bonus on attacks against the same enemy up to a maximum of your mythic rank. Every successful hit lessens this bonus by 1. That seems pretty nice. The bigger they are, the easier they are to hit for your ranged weapon attacks. You gain a bonus on your attack rolls with ranged weapons equal to the penalty to AC the target receives from their size, if any. Interesting. Oh, ranging shots for now. Okay, cool. Check his gear real fast. His Dex 30 versus this? Like, my goodness. Speed composite longbow. Go Deadeye. The composite axiomatic. And then we have, yeah. Axiomatic is... Yeah, that's an amazing bow. That's what we should be using on, Urushalek. Whenever it lands the first hit on a round against an enemy more than 30 feet away, the enemy suffers a -2 penalty for 2 rounds. Yeah, that's awesome. No real question. That is, without a doubt, the best that we could do. We can definitely do better on the belt, though. Right. Wisdom. It just takes whatever the highest stat is, and since wisdom is the highest stat, it doesn't care about anything else. So it actually makes more sense to just do Constitution. Well, I say that, but like it still does damage based off of. Yeah. Fair. Huh. Pretty low attack value. It's because he's kind of like all over the place. For example, he's missing basically 4 points just off of the idea of being at a +6 rather than a +10. Although she's sitting at a 28, and I think that's pretty high. At 21, 24, 24, 27. God. You have lesser bracers of archery hanging around versus bracers of armor. I guess if we're going to use bracers of armor, I think we have better ones now. Yeah. Better than nothing. Then we have like some natural armor +3. All seems fine for the most part. Those goggles are ridiculous. This would give us a +1. This would put him up to 24, but just kind of leave a well enough alone, I think. Okay, cool. Does this mean we want to leave behind Arushale and take Lan? And then when we're done with Lan, we come back for Arushale? Probably. That's probably what we will do.
Let's see what we can do.
We still need to rest. Sorry. Forgot about that. We need to rest, and I need to go things out of my eye. Okay, that is going to be the end of this video. If you're watching on Twitch, stick around. We're going to keep playing. If you're watching on YouTube, I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time for more Pathfinder Rack of the Rising. Bye, everybody.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.